Hi everyone, it's Heather Mikesell with American Spa Magazine, and we're here with Bonnie Baker from Sateva Spa and Wellness Concepts, and we're here at Cartesiano Spa at Hotel Cartesiano in Puebla, Mexico. Hi Bonnie,
Hi,
how are
welcome.
you?
Very good,
Th-
thanks.
Thanks so much for having us here today. So Bonnie's going to give us a tour of the spa, but first she's going to tell us a little bit about the concept. So Bonnie was the spa consultant responsible for this beautiful place, and so she's going to tell us a little bit about her vision for the spa and how it came about.
Great. So happy to have you here.
Thank
So
you.
we're here in the spa reception, and we have Naturopathica as our exclusive product line. The thing that really helps us to synthesize the message and the concept behind our spa is with Naturopathica, they have this beautiful idea about merging science and nature, so plants and technology, and that's really what the spa concept is about as well. We can start just by even looking at the spa ceiling.
This is amazing, I
Yeah.
have to say. This is like a living wall, everyone. So if you can see, it's absolutely gorgeous, and it's one of the first things you see when you walk into the spa.
It's beautiful, yeah, and it smells delicious too. This is Gordo Lobo, or the Moyen plant, and it's dried flowers, and then just they've been stuck up into the ceiling. So that kind of gives the first taste of our natural setting. The name Cartesiano is what really lent to the concept when we were thinking, what should the name be, and how should we go about creating a kind of sense of place here. Puebla as itself, as a city, is a city that is an encounter of many cultures, of many epochs and times, and even the hotel, Cartesiano, which has 70 some rooms, is a combination of 3 buildings that come from different epochs of time. So they've been restored, and they are the setting for the spa. The spa is on the top floor, so it's at the very height of the hotel, and I always think of that as like one of the cupolas in the churches, the domes on the top of a church.
And there's so many in the city. It's amazing.
All the city is full of churches and cupolas. So you can see that those are kind of the most sacred place on a church, and that's where all the good energy and vibes kind of culminate, and that's the sense that we have in this spa. As we walk through, you'll see that it's a very open, kind of sinuous design and very flowing. So it really lends to that idea of purity and kind of movement and air. Cartesiano, the name comes from the cartography, map making, really, kind of that idea of maps coming together many different directions and meeting in certain points. And the name Cartesiano comes from René Descartes. He was the father of modern philosophy, modern medicine, modern science. And so he was really the person that kind of gave us the ability to think analytically, and he was during that time of the Renaissance that brought us a very scientific method. So we took that as the starting point and saying, okay, we're in an epoch of time now where we're very analytical, we're very technologically focused, everything's broken down and compartmentalized, but that left us with a bit of a legacy of separation from nature. So how do we integrate the two? How do we bring ourselves back into an intimate relationship with nature? So keeping the important part of the technology, the science, the analytical side, but bringing it back into a real merger with the natural and the intuitive and the inspirational side of life.
Right.
So that's the basis of our concept here. Real high science and real high nature. High tech, high touch.
Can you tell us a little bit about the BioWell machine that you guys have? That was very interesting. I had an opportunity to check it out yesterday.
Right, yeah. Well, that was one of the bases for really being able to bring in the technology side of things, in addition to having such a holistic program like with Naturopathica and all the protocols that were designed for us. We brought in very high-end aesthetics equipment from a line, the Euroaesthetic line. So we have a very strong program for being able to provide results-driven body and face treatments. And we also brought in a technology called the BioWell technology, and that's a software program that allows us to read or take an image, a gas imagery of the electromagnetic system in the body, and read how the physical and energetic body is on that particular day.
And then you tailor the treatments, right,
and we
based on the
tailor
results.
treatments, exactly. So we take those results, which are actually interpreted through ancient Ayurvedic or Chinese medicine philosophies. So they take the scientific results and they interpret them through, where are the chakras, or how is the meridian system looking? And then we use that information along with several other metrics to to create a program for the guest. And so there's 4 main programs, and they go along that 4 Cartesian coordinate system.
Right.
We plot them on this graph, and the therapist will help to interpret the information for the guest, whether it's a program that needs more detoxifying or more of a mental, emotional characteristic, a more physical characteristic. So it's very personalized.
I love that.
Yeah.
And now we're going to see some of the spa.
Come on with me.
All right.
Absolutely. So again, the spa is very open. It's very sinuous. It's on the top floor of one of the older buildings in the hotel. We start here with a little Zen garden, and in the Zen garden, the guests actually do an opening ritual. So because it's raining today, we have a rainy day, we aren't set up for that, but we do have the same thing happening in their treatment rooms. So from here, the spa is actually a big circle, and we go into the gentleman's side or into the ladies' side. So we'll come on this side first. And we do have, throughout the spa, several different areas that are, again, the meaning of epochs. We have little instruments that help us to remember, like time and space. So just little sand glasses and compasses that indicate, this journey through time, and that also help to indicate the idea of how the past is actually alive in us today, and how the future lives in us today too, through our actions, our intentions, and how we want to go about, setting the course, setting our life map for
Right.
the next phase. So this is the ladies' side of the vanity area, and where we have lockers, and we have all of the area for them to come in and change. The typical locker area.
Right. It's a beautiful spa.
It's really pretty, and so with all of the flowing draperies and things, it's a circular design. We have here our vapor area and showers. So it doesn't go past. And then as we walk through here, all the kind of tapestries, we talk a lot about the woven in time, like through the tapestry of time, and how all these different cultures come together.
Right.
We're going to get a little bit more noisy in this area.
We'll talk a little bit louder, so you can hear over the water here.
This is the vitality pool area, and this is the co-ed area.
Mm-hmm.
We have a retractable ceiling, so you can either have an open patio space,
Right.
or closed off. And just a really fantastic experience to be in here before and after treatments. I want to point out this too because of the influence of our native art, we've got a lot of symbolism of sacred geometry and just how the geometric forms in life help to balance and create this connection with nature too.
That's fantastic. How long were you working on the project?
I started with the project in April of last year.
Okay.
2017. We actually opened in January of 2018.
All right, it's pretty fast.
Cartesiano Hotel is part of the Hanna Hotel group. So they're the operating directors, and they also operate the Tablet Resort. And
We've written about them as well.
There's been project in Colombia and several other iconic programs. So again, we have like the idea of kind of the explorers and the discoverers that were coming.
Right.
So we have 4 treatment rooms. One, they're all multi-purpose treatment rooms. One of them is a couples room.
Okay.
So it's not a large spa.
So the men can get over to this side from here then?
Yes.
Okay.
So we're walking around into the men's area actually.
Got
now.
it.
It's a full circle.
I missed this area yesterday.
But we really have it blocked off.
That would be why.
So this is the gentleman's area, and again, because the spa design was so simplistic and very basic, we created a program that was a little more complex in terms of the types of treatments that are here and the way that the program comes together. So the setting is very simple, but when you start to learn about the types of programs that we offer, you realize that there's a wide range of services, there's a wide gamut of treatments that we can offer. And a lot of the program was also based on trying to create this life map, helping a guest to create a life map that identifies what point are they at right now and where do they actually want to go. So where's your point of origin and where's your direction? Like as when you get in the car, you're like, okay, I'm starting here, where do I want to get to? And life is a little bit like that, I'm starting out somewhere and where am I planning to go? When I come in for my treatment, where am I starting from and where's my intention? And that's really what we try to orient with. We have other services that are things like family constellation services or astrology or
oh, that's interesting.
Other types of like life mapping that helps you get a bigger picture of where you are.
So what would the family constellation involve?
So that's a type of therapy that's very popular here. I'm not sure if it's popular in the States right now or not, but it helps someone to actually look at their family orientation through generations, almost like putting yourself in other people's situation, like playing role, and then helping to learn how the family dynamics.
So you communicate better with your family? Is that the end result?
Yes, or break some of those family karmic activities that are happening. And
change the rules.
Yeah, totally change the rules. Yeah.
Oh, that's fascinating.
It really is fascinating. It's very effective. Yeah.
Okay, that's really interesting. It's like therapy.
Totally. So between that and between other things that are a little more alternative medicine, we really can offer a complete program. We bring in other alternative practitioners from around Puebla that can offer their services here in the spa.
Okay.
So again, it's very, the spa is very simple in its setting and its look, but it's a complex, very complete way to address lifestyle.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's very true.
Yeah.
So what kind of treatments are people gravitating toward?
We have one signature massage, which is called the Baroque massage, and that was designed specifically for this spa, and it really is about integration. So as I mentioned before, the idea of kind of a science and nature integration, we're also looking at that mind-body integration. So really bringing us out of our mental chatter and into more of an experiential feeling and space. So they do a lot of techniques that are very rhythmic and very integrating between right and left, top and bottom of the body, and just kind of less compartmentalization. So it's a lot of deep tissue work, but it's also very integrating.
Okay.
And then we've got several rituals that are very unique in themselves, so that's what people are looking for.
I'd imagine.
Yeah. And also the equipment, the aesthetics equipment. So whether it's one particular treatment or whether it's having people come back on a regular basis, we're finding that they really are interested in having a basic holistic program, but then complementing that with some of the technology. So yeah, and with the BioWell machine, we can measure their results as they go on.
Right. How did you discover the BioWell machine?
I don't remember.
I just came across it. It was boy.
I was looking for, these types of machines. There's another one out called Skio, and there's just several different equipment that are, really oriented towards diagnostics and assessment. This particular machine was developed by a Russian scientist who was studying the biorhythms of astronauts in space and how to help, measure them and keep a little bit more of a balance. And so then it became applied to just regular wellness and healthcare.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
so
excellent.
It's fascinating.
Yeah, no, it is. I got my results today, so I'm very excited to go through them.
Very balanced.
Well, I should be after my treatment yesterday, so. Perfect.
Yeah,
Well, great.
We come back around here and we end up where we started from.
So we've come full circle then.
We've come full circle, which is just like the metaphor for life again. This spa has so many little nuances and metaphors, but I love to have that idea of, our lives are less linear than they are circular. And you come around to some of the same moments in different times, just spiraling up with our level of understanding and education.
Right.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks so much for having us.
Absolutely.